Hello everyone, welcome back to the Sports Vault Podcast. Jersey Joe Archino back here. And look, in life and in sports, you've just got to tell it the way you see it, and it is just getting harder and harder to see anybody defeating the Golden State Warriors in a 7-game series now. This coming out after their gigantic win last night over the Cleveland Cavaliers, 132-98, just a complete and utter thrashing. Now, I watch the Cleveland Cavaliers every single night, and when I can't watch the Cleveland Cavaliers, I watch the Golden State Warriors, and it was just a complete overload of just offensive talent, and that's what the Warriors do. And I think, look, you can't overreact too much to this game. I think, look, the Warriors, sometimes in basketball, shots don't go in, and that's a part of for the Cavs last night. The Warriors are supremely talented. They're going to have games like this. So again, I don't overreact too much to this one, but at the same time, you've got to look at what we've just seen collectively from the Golden State Warriors. They haven't even been entirely healthy this season, and they've been able to pull this off, this incredible run. I mean, there's nobody in the NBA who can play at the pace that they can now. Are the Warriors a great defensive basketball team? No, they're not. The Spurs are a better defensive team. The Cavs, I would even say, at times are a better defensive team than they are. But what these teams don't have, which nobody has that Golden State does, is pace, tempo, speed, quick decisions, making the right move with the ball. That is something no one else can do the way as effortlessly as they can. And I think Tom Thibodeau on SportsCenter this morning kind of hit the nail on the head when he's trying to compare them to other teams. Now, the Spurs right now are really the only other team I think people look at and think are really proposing a great challenge. Yeah, the Thunder are a good team too, but I really don't think that there's anybody who set themselves apart more than the Warriors and the Spurs have. But in that same regard, the Spurs don't shoot as many threes. They have to play differently now with LaMarcus Aldridge. Again, they've been incredible. They haven't lost at home. But if you're going to beat the Golden State Warriors, you better make sure you can shoot the lights out when it comes to the threes, and you got to shoot a lot of them. I mean, you look at that game last night, just how it's not just how efficient and how effective they are at shooting the three. It's how quickly and how effortlessly they can do it. They can just get down the court in a matter of seconds with their speed and transition. They have an open man, and they have so many skilled offensive players, the Warriors. I mean, it's just the more and more you look at things, the way they're shaping out. We haven't had a repeat since the Miami Heat with LeBron James, but I mean, I think we're going to see a rematch of the finals last season. And even with a healthy Kyrie and a healthy Kevin Love, if you made me bet, and I've never bet against LeBron in his career, I think you have to go with the Warriors. It's just everything that they do offensively, even though they're not a great defensive team, they are just so good. It really is remarkable to watch how this team can just take a team like the Cavaliers with LeBron James and Kyrie and Kevin Love and all these great players and just dismantle them every phase of them. But I mean, I think you look at this one and some of the interesting notes, I mean, just to tell you how good this Warriors team is. Games scoring 70 plus points in the first half of the season. The Warriors have done that 6 times. The rest of the NBA combined has done that 8 times. The Golden State Warriors, this really might be one of the best offensive teams in NBA history. It might be the best. I mean, we've seen a lot of great offensive teams in the NBA's history, but not a lot of them have ever emphasized defense, and that's always seemed to be the crux of those teams when it mattered most. They were that lack of an identity or any symbol of defense is what killed them. But this Warriors team is just different. They're young. They're unselfish. They pass the ball. They do everything from a basketball coaching standpoint that you would need to win, and they are just remarkable in every single way. I think, again, the Cavs' attention now kind of shifts to them. 1-5 against the Warriors, the Spurs, the Bulls, and the Raptors this season. And again, I don't think you can overreact too much to the Cleveland stuff. I don't think you can kind of go and try to create create storylines, that there's problems there. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. But again, even with LeBron in Miami, they had times where they struggled against the best teams. But you look at the cakewalk they're going to have getting back to the NBA Finals. They'll be there for sure. Are they going to make some moves? They might. I mean, I think there's definitely room to improve in that regard. But I think at the end of the day, when they'll get back to being their best is when Kyrie Irving has more time to gel. I could not have been more adamant last season how I thought Kyrie took his game to a level it's never seen before. I think he creates so many mismatches on defense and on offense. He's one of the most talented and versatile players I've ever seen in my life. I thought at times last year he might have been the best teammate LeBron has ever had. But this season, look, he's only been back for 13 games. In that span, he scored 16.3 points per game, 3.8 assists per game, and about 3.0 rebounds per game. So he still only played 13 games. He's still getting his legs back. Once Kyrie is fully back, he's got his legs fully back and healthy, he's back as a grinder, as a stopper on defense, that will definitely cure a lot of these woes for the Cleveland Cavaliers. Because again, as long as Kyrie and LeBron are maintaining their top form, I don't think that there's any problems that this Cavs team will have. Again, people try to create storylines with David Blatt and all this and all that, and it's just all garbage at the end of the day. Kyrie Irving is still not at 100%. He's played 13 games. I think once he gets to the 20-game mark back, that's when you start to see him really be himself again. And once that happens, I think you'll start to see the results for the Cleveland Cavaliers kind of rolling back. Because again, even though they've had their struggles against teams like the Raptors in the East or in the Bulls, there is such a drop-off at the end of the day in these regular season games. I mean, the Cavs are largely led by LeBron, a veteran, and I think LeBron kind of knows you've got to kind of... It's important, this regular season stretch, but it's not does it really matter until it's after that All-Star break? You want to be carrying all that momentum from the All-Star break on. I think this first half is kind of getting your legs ready, getting everybody healthy, making sure you're all on the same page, gelling together. I still think the Cavs will be fine, but I don't think anybody is stopping Golden State. You look at it, they are an unstoppable force of nature. If I was a betting man today, I'd bet them to win the NBA Finals today, tomorrow, the next day, every day of the week. But until next time, Jersey Joe Archino here with the Sports Vault Podcast. You can follow me on Twitter at Joe Archino, on Instagram, Jersey_Joe_Archino, and I'll be back next time.